unpredictability of sports right now has created situations that experts have not seen before. Tonight, we will discuss, converse, and relay our own opinions, but not as experts, simply as fans of our favorite sports. Let's go ahead and jump right into our discussion this week. In recent news of the NFL, former Panthers quarterback Cam Newton was recently acquired by the New England Patriots for what other athletes are saying is a disrespectful amount of money for a high caliber quarterback. Some comparisons include Matt Barkley from the Buffalo Bills earning $600,000, Matt Schaub from the Falcons earning $750K, and RG3 from the Ravens earning $2 million. You know, those are some numbers that we received. And Jolty, what could be the rationale of offering Cam less than some of the other guys?
Well, first off, Cam doesn't want to be a backup. All those guys you just named are backups or third stringers. Cam he signed a deal for $1.05 million, $550,000 guaranteed. I think his bonuses for the season he can make up to just over $7 million for the season. Like I said from the get-go, he didn't want to be a backup. He wanted to be a starter somewhere. And there are a limited amount of teams that would have even shelled out the veteran minimum for him. It's one of those things where he's had many injuries and bad seasons. Yes, he was the 2015 NFL MVP. Yes, he led them to the Super Bowl, got destroyed by the Broncos that year. But he's had so many injuries, knee problems especially, and no one was going to pay him the amount of money he wanted to be a starter. Like I said, there's only a limited amount of teams that have starting positions open. And in my mind, the Patriots weren't even one of those teams. They had Jared Stidham, rookie from last year or 2 years ago, who they were having Tom Brady kind of mold into that starting position. So that kind of all just went out the window. And on top of that, they can even force Cam Newton to sign a franchise tag at the end of the year, for even less money than a normal franchise tag would be because of his contract right now.
No, this is, I think, a win-win for both Cam Newton and for the Patriots, right? I mean, Patriots obviously because they're paying them only the guaranteed amount of $550K, which is nothing for a caliber of quarterback with a caliber and resume of Cam Newton. And if Cam Newton provides, I mean, it's not about the money. I mean, he said it himself. This is a prove-it deal, right? And where else can you prove it better than with the New England Patriots, with Bill Belichick as your coach? And, these guys are winners, right? I mean, what is it? Either 12 straight seasons in the playoffs, obviously with Tom Brady. But I mean, being able to go into a system where it's proven for winning and you're also a proven winner yourself, I think, if there's any avenue that he can have as far as like best case scenario, this is it. I mean, I also think, unfortunately, this is his last chance. I know that it's tough to say that because the guy's only 31 years old. I mean, we're the same age, right? But, I mean, I think I have knee problems too, so I feel like we're kind of on the same boat, right? Where, it's not just his knees, right? It's his knees, his shoulders, his ankles, and his back. He had that really bad car accident back a few years back. So, the guy is an injury liability. It's kind of like RG3. And he's a running quarterback, and yes, he has a lot of power, but I mean, his shoulder is messed up too. So it's like the guy looks like he's a tank. He looks like LeBron James if he were a football player, but at the same time too, he doesn't have the health that LeBron James has and the longevity. It's literally the opposite of that. And if a running quarterback can't run and a throwing quarterback can't throw, then what kind of quarterback do you have? I mean, what I see is that he has the IQ and he has that, he has that it factor. I mean, he's on those yogurt commercials for a reason. The guy is likable. He's a winner, and he's won before. So I think this is a great chance for him to show the world that he still has it.
So you bring up a good point about plugging into the Patriots winning system. Do you think this could speak volumes on Belichick's part with Tom Brady departing from the Patriots?
I think.
Go ahead, Dwight. Go ahead.
All right, I've said it, to some people in my personal life. I obviously haven't said it publicly yet, but I think that Cam Newton is the best athlete Bill Belichick has coached since Randy Moss, and that includes Antonio Brown, even though he was only on the team for like 2 weeks. He not only fits into the system to replace Tom Brady, but he is, like you said, Ken, he's a running quarterback. He's bigger, he's stronger, he's faster than Tom Brady. So he'll add that extra element for Bill Belichick's offense, to take this team to the playoffs. And, before the season, before Cam Newton even signed, the Patriots were, slated to finish third in the division. In my opinion, now that he's their quarterback, granted, if he starts, unless they're still going to start Jared Stidham, that's still up in the air. If he starts, this gives them, in my mind, the opportunity to win that division.
It's one of those things where I just think that there isn't. I said it in the start. It's win-win. This guy just knows how to win games, and especially under someone as seasoned as Coach Belichick is, I feel like he's going to hone him in. He'll probably keep the leash tight, at least to start off with, and I think that'll be a great way for Cam to take the system in. What I don't know about Cam is how good is he at learning playbooks. I think that's something that I'd probably have to lean on Jolty on. What do you think?
He's played in the same offense for under Ron Rivera for how long in Carolina. In college, playbooks are a lot easier to learn.
Right.
So he's only had to learn one playbook in his career, right? So, but I think the Patriots' offense is pretty easy to learn. It's one of those things where everyone knows the offense of the New England Patriots, so it's easy to learn. It's just hard to stop, right? As a defense.
Well, I was going to say, so his last full season was 2018, right? I think he did 24 touchdowns, I think 3,300 yards, 13 interceptions, right? Do you think he has a chance to have those numbers? I'm thinking he might have more efficient numbers than those, potentially, given that he's going into the Patriot system. That's what I'm thinking.
The Patriot system has never been, we're going to outscore you. It's not the Patrick Mahomes with the Kansas City Chiefs. It's not the Baltimore Ravens with Lamar Jackson. It's we're going to beat you by running the ball down your throat, short, quick passes, running down the clock, beating you by a field goal. That's why, Adam Vinatieri, the greatest field goal kicker of all time, because he played with the Patriots. They had to rely on him for so many last-second field goals. That's the kind of offense they run. So he's not going to, in my opinion, he's not going to destroy the numbers he had in 2018, but he will be more efficient, like you said. And I also want to bring up, you were mentioning all of his injuries. He hasn't played a full season since 2018. So he's had most of last season and the offseason this season. Plus, they're playing 2 less preseason games now, to rest up and heal from those injuries.
Well, what's crazy to me is that in basketball similarities, they turn from the Spurs to the Lakers, the Patriots, right? I have not seen the Patriots potentially become this kind of team where it's not just obviously there's the run game, but the quarterback running the ball. Tom Brady does not run at all, and so
since Jacoby Brissett.
Right. He's Tom Brady is a meme when it comes to running, right? He's one of those guys that is when he runs even gains 1 or 2 yards, it's on front page news. So it's one of those things where I think this is going to be a completely different team, and I think if anything, it's at least going to be exciting. They have to at least put him on the field, and I think they will at least give him a shot, like at least the first couple games.
One question I have for you guys, from the very limited football I do watch, I do notice Cam is a very different attitude as to what the Patriots are known for. So like the way I see it is that enough time for him to fall into the culture of the Patriots in order for them to actually be successful, or do you think he's going to have a hard time adjusting to what he's normally known for?
Well, the Patriots had Gronk, right, up until last year. So, I mean, and Gronk is one of the wildest guys in the league, and pretty much in professional sports. And if they're able to rein him in, but then again, it wasn't just Coach Belichick. It was actually mainly Tom Brady and who he followed that kind of reined him in. So being this kind of eccentric quarterback is going to be a challenge for the Patriots organization, who are used to that traditional. Just play and, say the right things, kind of. I'm not saying that Cam Newton says the wrong things, per se, but he likes to say a lot of things. And, it's one of those things where, Tom Brady is kind of, I wouldn't say the opposite of that, but he's that guy that you would say that you would put in like a commercial and like, he would read all the right lines, say all the right things. This is not that at all.
That's the last thing I'll say.
Up, Ken. Before we continue on with the topic, we have to take a break. So please stick with us, and we'll continue this topic on Cam Newton. Welcome back to EBC Sports International. I'm Ajman Santos. Thanks for sticking with us. Before we ended our last session, we had Jolty finishing up his thoughts on Cam Newton's impact on the players on the Patriots. Jolty?
Yeah, I was just going to mention that, the Patriots knew who they were signing when they signed him, right? It's not like they didn't do their homework on Cam Newton. He was a free agent for, months and months. So every team, when you have a former MVP, on the free agent market, every team's going to do their homework on you. So obviously the Patriots saw something in him that they could use. They weren't going to shy away just because of his off-the-field antics, I guess you would say, especially when like I mentioned before, you had Antonio Brown on the team for 2 weeks, who they're still interested in bringing back. If
Can you imagine those two?
Dude, that would be insane. They had to deal with Randy Moss's antics, right? Like you guys mentioned, Gronk's antics. It's not Gronk, the WrestleMania champion. So it's not like they haven't had to, deal with these kind of players before.
Or Aaron Hernandez.
Oh my goodness! Oh. Don't even bring up Aaron Hernandez. I played football against him when I was a kid. No joke.
Yeah.
Wow. Was he as beast as they say he was?
See, I played Pop Warner football, and there was a weight limit of 160 pounds. And I think he was like 9 years old playing with 16-year-olds.
Whoa.
Yeah, it just goes.
That's crazy. I did not know that.